Plus, the stimulus and the looming government shutdown. No progress on either announced. As always, Democrats and Republicans are blaming each other, and again, the clock is ticking. A new study shows 12 million Americans could lose unemployment insurance by the end of the year. The lack of help from the government evident everywhere. This is what the line for the food bank in Fort Worth looks like. It has looked like this for days. Each car, an American who needs help putting food on the table. Without a bill, lines could even get longer. CNBC's Elon Moy now. Elon, it's all talk, always all talk. Millions who did nothing wrong, out of a job because of the pandemic, can't pay their bills and feed their families, and Washington just talks and blames.
Well, that's right, Chef. Congress has missed deadline after deadline to get help to these struggling workers, and now many of them are worried that they're reaching the end of the line.
Having zero income and zero prospective income is terrifying during a pandemic when you have no idea when you're going to work again.
Now, two critical federal programs are set to expire at the end of the year. One provides an extra 13 weeks of jobless benefits. The other one pays unemployment aid to people who don't normally qualify for it. Together, those programs cover roughly 12 million workers.
You're causing real pain, and that pain spreads like a virus. So, when a person can't pay their rent, then that pain spreads to the landlord. When they get foreclosed on, that pain spreads to the neighborhood.
And on December 31st, the federal moratorium on evicting renters will end as well, putting as many as 14 million households in danger of getting kicked out. Meanwhile, state and local governments say they need help from Uncle Sam too. Their budgets have been blown up by the pandemic, forcing them to cut public services and lay off public workers. NBC reports that the New York subway system alone is considering slashing as many as 9,400 positions. So that is why workers like Graham McDonald are trying to mobilize to make their voices heard on Capitol Hill.
I am most surprised that we have to beg this hard for relief from a government that we fund. That empathy is not something that comes naturally to a lot of our elected leadership.
Chef, all that he and the millions of others can hope is that someone will listen.
Elon, thanks. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
Shalom. Foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Salutation to the elders and apostles, GMS groups, the ones that like teaching and represent truth. Shalom, Barakatham to them for their edification and knowledge, and double honors to the elders and apostles, GMS groups, the ones that like teaching and represent truth. Shalom, Barakatham to them. And the foremost, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Now, that was a video relating to CNBC, talking about 12 million people could lose their unemployment benefits, and also about 14 million relating to the eviction moratorium could lose their homes, and also federal aid to be cut by the administration. And that's CNBC talking about that. Relating to expirations, relating to the end of the year, which is December 31st, 2020. I want to go to Ecclesiastes 12. This number 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows will be darkened. The grinders represents the workers. The hustle and bustle and the workers, the busyness of relating to jobs. And those that look out of the window will be darkened because they don't see no hope, they don't see no future. It's not promising. Number 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And the door's going to be shut, relating to opportunities, jobs, things that were pretty much busy and vibrant are going to be shut. The jobs are being closed, businesses are being closed, different types of establishments and venues are being closed. And the sound of the grinding is low, relating to that hustle and bustle. Like For example, major cities, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, the hustle and bustle, that was once made those cities respectfully vibrant, are beginning to cease. And ye shall rise up, the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. The music, the entertainment, that mirth is ceasing, man, is being brought down low. Number 5, and when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way. And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to the long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Pretty much that spirit of mirth is ceasing, man, because things that were relating to past tense are beginning to cease and be pretty much shut down, man. A lot of it is relating to this coronavirus, this COVID-19, for example. It's shutting down a lot of things. It's shutting down jobs. It's shutting down businesses. It's shutting down a lot of entities relating to public and private sectors, man. So this is where we in, man. I want to go to 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. So things that were connected together, or pretty much connected together, are becoming detached, man. And the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So things that was plentiful, and things that were stocked and supply and had much of, are now becoming dwindled, and is becoming not as plentiful, man, because relating to food supply, for example, we have the limited supply on different things in these stores, major chains, and different entities. They cutting back what you can buy. For example, two per item. So because it's limited supply, there's a massive demand but limited supply, man. So toilet paper, sanitation stuff, paper towels, alcohol they're not as plentiful. So those storehouses that were once full are becoming empty, man. So the supplies are running down. They're running bare. The trucking strikes. They'll talk about trucking strikes potentially. They the heart and soul of relating to supplies to stores and different things. So these are serious times we're in, man. We're in serious times. I'm going to go to 16 and 18 of actually 16 and 21, straight to the point. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon, I'm gonna read that. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. So the victuals relates to supplies and different things that were once pretty much was always plentiful and always was there. And they thinking that it tries to get back to a somewhat normal state. So they underestimating the things that's really going on. Behind the scenes and things that's obvious. We'll read that again. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, the sword, famine, and great confusion, for example, of different things, because they're going to think things are trying to get back to normal, but actually are not, and they're not and they're not obviously looking at the obvious, man. And things are changing, man. The dynamic is changing. So because of that, underestimating the times that we're in, Second Ezra 9:1, not measuring thy time diligently in thyself, because not measuring thy time diligently in itself, relating to the signs, because the Lord is beginning to visit what He's made. So they're not paying attention to the obvious things that's happening right in front of them. You know what I mean? And because of that, when they say peace, then sudden destruction comes. You know what I mean? So a lot of things are going to catch a lot of people pretty much unaware, man. That relates to that video talking about the CSNBC, talking about unemployment benefits of 12 million people, 14 million relating to the eviction moratorium, also federal aids and programs being cut relating to different things happening by the end of the year. That being said, the water for listen, whoever listens over benefits some way. Give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash, Shalom.